First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash, and them all those great millstone, while unto his truth. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad, I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great and powerful lesson, the spirit of power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is Early Warning. So I like to say Shalom to all that listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Verse 11 said, let the wicked forsake his way, and the righteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will he will abundantly pardon. So one thing about it is that how do you seek the Lord? You seek the Lord through the what? Through the prophets, the one that's out here in the highways and byways, the one that's constantly warning you of these impending dangers each and every day. Even though we'll sound like a broken record, we're warning you of what? A war. We're warning you of what? Evil time. We're warning you of what? A great economic collapse. We're warning you about what the MOTB, the grain of rice, you know what I'm saying, shall go into your right hand or your forehead. We're warning you about all sorts of different catastrophes and what calamities around the world. And we telling you about the Lord is visiting the earth. And also we telling you that your salvation is very close and you yet believe. And once again, we tell you about the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Also, we telling them what the 2/3 about their judgment. Also, we telling the heathens about their judgment, starting with what Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Not about. That's how you seek the Lord, and not about while he can be found, because what? The door of repentance closing. And we know that famine of the word is coming. And also in the news, we knowing that YouTube will have other new guidelines whereby you have limits on your upload, limits on this, limits on that. And also you put up certain information. They call it misinformation, but we know it is the truth. We know that the famine of the truth to come, they'll say that, they'll block it. So I'll give you a copyright block. So I had a video yesterday, I was trying to upload, they blocked it immediately. So we know that we're very close. So we got to be circumspect, knowing what time that we're living, redeeming the time. Why? And the one that is constantly warning you left and right is blowing the trumpet, warning before destruction. The Lord sent his prophet. What is that? The voice of the Lord. The Lord sent his voice, his mouthpiece, the prophet, the one that you are scoffing him out, the one that you still are thinking that it is a game. But these games are about to be over. Not about. Seek the Lord while he can be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And not about. As long as you see the men of the Lord out in the highways and byways, we still have time. The door of repentance closed. But when the Lord closed the door, there would be no more talk. And the Lord's getting ready to bring this final judgment. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, the fire of his jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Those IBCM mills, they're getting ready to fly. We tell you about things that go nuclear at any given time. The second woe has passed, but the third woe come quickly. That last and final war right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, which in fact is the what? The battle of what? Armageddon. And about the valley of what? Jehoshaphat, the valley of this decision. So, hey, man, these prophets are lining up like clockwork. So in the news, it says that they have seen a lot of different warships in the area, you know what I'm saying? Submarines, also they said that America was a report that they got 7 warplanes in the air already, so there's a lot of things that are happening. Also, they said they are doing military exercise, in different places around the world. Also, this mass casualty training, just in case of a nuclear holocaust, or nuclear invasion. I mean, a nuclear, event that will take place. So a lot of things are happening. And also, we know that, things are picking up here right at home. We know that things are picking up, like hyperinflation, layoffs, job loss, what I'm saying? We know that the economy is getting ready to plunge into chaos. We already know we're almost at the end of the dollar. We already know that BRICS alliance is getting ready to come online very soon. Also, it's rumors that that China is now buying oil from Saudi Arabia with their currency, their currency called the Chinese yuan. So so we know that things are getting ready to be critical, So we know that the end of the dollar is the end of America. So we're seeing a lot of things are happening. So, and also many people are having dreams and visions, just like the Lord said. He said he will pour out his spirit on all flesh. That's your early warning. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. So the Lord's trying to get your mind right. You know about it? And one thing about it, he's sending the prophet, the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking through you through the prophet. And not about it, the Lord do nothing but reveal his secret to his servants, the prophet. So we're constantly warning you left and right. So a lot of things are getting ready to take place. So a lot of people constantly are seeing that something is getting ready to happen. They already know that what's brewing over there in the so-called Middle East is getting ready to spill over into what America, Babylon the Great. So a lot of things are coming down the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? The hour of temptation. Everyone is getting ready to make a decision. Things are getting ready to go digital, programmable, also implantable under your skin. And out about things are getting there. You know, so also it's saying that in the news I heard that they're saying you got to have license, I think, to raise your children. I believe that's how it went. But that about, hey, these unrighteous decrees, these mandates, these lockdowns, they're getting ready to come at a fast pace. And the men of the Lord, we constantly warn you left and right. It is here. It is at the door. And also, it was a bad storm and flooding in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? Dubai, I think that's in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. And out about, they had a bad storm over there. So Lord is constantly visiting the earth that he created through what? Through tornadoes, through hurricanes, through tsunamis, through earthquakes. You know what I'm saying? Volcanic activity, what? Fearful sights and wonders in the sky. You know what I'm saying? And out about, so the Lord is constantly warning. Those are the early warning signs right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So put not off from day to day. It's time to seek the Lord while he can be found. The men of the Lord are still in the highways and byways. And I bet they are still making these videos, still making these video epistles each and every day, warning you, sighing and crying. The Lord said, keep not sighing. Warn them for me. Get on their asses. And out about either you will hear or either you will forbear. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is early warning. So I have a few short videos. And after the videos, we will start the lesson. And I hope that you will get edified.
I had a very vivid dream. In this dream, I had an individual whom I personally know, who's in my family, come to me in this dream, and he says, you need to check the news out. And I said, why? What's going on? He said, it's on all over the radio. It's on the television. I said, what is it? He said, you need to go turn the television on. I said, okay. And I turn on the television, and what I'm going to show you, and I try to find an image that would best depict what I saw in my dream. So this is the best thing I could find, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on this as I'm talking about this. But I'm going to show you what. And this is an image of America being invaded. And in this image, they're being invaded from the west and from the east. But in the dream, I saw a map just like this. Now I didn't see these towers right here, so this wasn't in there. But I saw from the west, from the east, and from the north. There was nothing coming from the south. Okay, in this dream, I heard the newscast. The news broadcaster said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing extraordinary events that are taking place in America. It is apparent that we are being invaded." And I heard this in my dream. And he said, if there was ever a time to pray, it would be now. That's all I heard in this dream. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Ready? Again, I saw there was an invasion coming from the west, from the east, and it was coming from the north. And I want to say this is where it became detailed. It was air and sea. Again, let me say that again. It was air and sea. I saw bombers and warships, submarines. Again, warships, submarines, and bombers. It was coming from in these. And again, it was on the news. We were sitting here watching this on the news, and you could see them coming in from the west. They were coming in from the east, and they were coming in from the north. There was nothing coming in from the south. Now, guys, here's where it gets chilling. When I saw these different types of military vehicles and so on and so forth, when they were like zoomed in, it was amplified to me, and this is what I saw. I saw the colors on the nation that was invading us. I was permitted to see the colors, and this is what I saw, guys. That is the colors, and everybody knows what that is. That was very bold. It was bright. and I saw this color. This is the color of Russia's flag. I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I know that I'm going to gain a lot of scoffing from it. So, but as a watchman, I have to come out and I have to say what I did see.
It's Monday, November 6th, 2023, and I have another emergency alert to share with you guys. So we have some concerning information coming out of the U.S. military. Apparently, CAO and CNO training is going to start expanding, and that's casualty assistance and casualty notification training. And this was put out recently, and what's interesting is they specifically mentioned that the purpose of this expanded training is to allow for a larger population of trained casualty notification officers and casualty assistance officers in the event of a large-scale combat operation or mass casualty event, okay, or mass casualty event. What does that sound like to you guys? That sounds to me like nuclear war and World War III. Okay, we currently have 2 carrier strike groups in the Middle East. We have an Ohio-class sub in the Middle East with 154 Tomahawk missiles with nuclear warheads on them. Okay, this was confirmed yesterday by U.S. Central Command. They posted this on Twitter yesterday evening. Okay, this post has over 6 million views. Okay, on November the 5th, an Ohio-class submarine arrived in the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. Okay, this is a boomer. This is a sub that is used for nuclear strikes, for nuclear war. This sub probably has 154 Tomahawk missiles with W-80 nuclear warheads on each one, with 150 kiloton blast yield for each one of those warheads on each one of those missiles. Okay, the Tomahawk missile has a range of 1,000 miles and it's pinpoint accurate. Okay, this is exactly the type of firepower that the U.S. military would need if they were trying to strike Iran and denuclearize Iran. And we do know that the U.S. House of Representatives almost unanimously passed a soft declaration of war on Iran last week, and nobody's talking about it, guys. Nobody cares. The U.S. House of Representatives just a few days ago passed a resolution saying that the U.S. will not allow Iran to become a nuclear power, and the U.S. will do whatever it takes to prevent that from happening, and the U.S. would authorize allies like Israel to do whatever it takes to stop that from happening. And we had 7 nuclear war command and control planes up in the air today, and a nuke sniffer, plus these 2 doomsday planes, plus the news that the B-1 was flying over Saudi Arabia, which I think is training for launching cruise missiles with nuclear warheads towards Iran, okay? But here we have 3 that were airborne earlier today in the morning and early afternoon. One of them went into the Gulf and turned its transponder off. And then here we have 4 that are basically airborne this evening, almost right now. This was about an hour ago, so right around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's a total of 7 nuclear war command and control planes airborne today, guys. That is extremely concerning. I cannot stress to you how concerning it is to have 7 of these in the air in one day.
So let me chime in on how people are making it right now in America with inflation at an all-time high. People that are making $35 an hour, $40 an hour are still broke. So you wonder, am I the only one feeling this? I know you guys are driving around in your city, seeing people still at the grocery stores, still in the fast food lines, still acting as everything is normal. But there's one thing that If you haven't noticed, people are not using their money to survive right now. They're using credit cards. And if you look at America's credit card usage right now, it is at an all-time high. Most families are already maxed out. And I'm going to tell you one thing that's going to send everything into let's say a bad spot. They're not going to pay these credit cards back. They're spending knowing that they're not going to pay these credit cards back. And so now that these people's credit cards are maxed out and credit companies are no longer giving them money to survive and buy their food, because we don't have any help in our food. If you make money like I make money, you go to that grocery store, or your wife goes, because I haven't been in the grocery store in I don't know how long, but my wife goes to the grocery store. And if we don't spend $600 or $700 on a grocery trip, I'm surprised. But my situation is different. I have a lot of kids, but you wonder how people are making it out here, and they are not making it off their own money. Plus, let's put the other thing in perspective. You have the government saying that job numbers are through the roof. They have created so many jobs and people are taking these jobs, and that's not true. The fact of the matter is, people are taking on second jobs and third jobs just to put food on the table for their family. Mind you, in the richest country in the world, something's not right. If you are somebody out there surviving right now, taking care of your kids, and your money's going up, I salute you. But 99% of people right now, their pockets are suffering badly, to the point where the government even said that by the end of this month, most likely 99% of Americans will have run out of any savings. Wow. This is crazy.
Hey guys, I wish I had some good news, but I'm telling you right now, some of the major banks are going down this week. B of A, Bank of America, I'm telling you right now, I'm having problems with my account right now. DoorDash Direct is having problems. They're down. I'm telling you, some major banks they're going down this week and probably tonight. So check your bank accounts, because you're going to get pretty worried if you have a lot of money in a bank and you haven't got it out yet. Heed my warning. That's all I'm got to say. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's happening right now. Financial collapse is happening right now, people. I'm just letting you know. Everyone have a great night.
The United States Federal Reserve is considering the creation of a digital dollar.
One currency expert claims the removal of cash would push America closer to a totalitarian state.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told the House Financial Services Committee in March that the Fed had already begun testing a digital dollar.
So what we're doing is experimenting in kind of early stage experimentation. How would this work? Does it work? What's the best technology? What's the most efficient?
Just like paper dollars, a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, would be issued by the Federal Reserve. Those pushing for it say it would have several advantages over physical money. They say it could be used to fight inflation because the Fed would have more direct control over the money supply. It could speed up transaction payments and help fight money laundering.
The ability to track transactions has a couple of elements that are very attractive to economic policymakers. One is to know where people are spending their money. Another is to track taxes and prevent evasion and that sort of thing.
Backers say the U.S. needs a digital dollar if it wants to remain the world's reserve currency. Opponents warn that it could be a very effective instrument of government control.
So we'll start today's lesson in Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. We'll start there. To title of today's lesson. So we're seeing a lot of early warning signs here. And the men of the Lord, the watchmen that the Lord has set up, constantly warning you of all these impending dangers. So they're coming at a fast pace. The great economic collapse, the bank runs, bank collapse, you know what I'm saying, RFD microchip, you know, we telling you about all these World War III, which in fact, the final battle, Armageddon, you know what I'm saying? We tell you about the Lord is gathering the nation. We tell you about a lot of things that's happening all around the world simultaneously. Also, you've seen all these different weather patterns, you know, earthquakes in diverse places. So these are early warning signs right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we start today's lesson in Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words at my mouth and give them warning for me. And no matter who is the mouthpiece of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Those are the prophets, the one that's constantly warning you, sign the crowd on YouTube, all these different social media sites, you know what I'm saying, constantly making these videos 24/7 a day. And out about the Lord said, keep not silent, warn them for me. And out about, so we seeing all the warning signs are right before our eyes, but the Lord's getting ready to bring forth judgment. And out about, in that day, he said that the righteous shall be silent in the day of trouble. So one thing about, we constantly warn you right now, it's time to seek the Lord. And the way do you seek the Lord is through what? Through his mouthpiece, through the prophet, through the voice of the Lord. You know, the Lord, you know what I'm saying? The one that you're scoffing and mock, saying they're wearing dresses, teaching hates people. Hey, you're in for a rude awakening. Out about it, hey man, hey, you get ready to feel the fire very soon. Let's drop down to verse 27. Very quick lesson through the Spirit. Sorry about the noise in the background. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 27 said, But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. He that hears, let him hear, and he that forbears, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. And now about whether you will hear or whether you will forbear, it really does not matter. 2 parts therein will be cut off and die. And now about the Lord is only coming back for that 1/3 remnant, the house of David, the true believers of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. And now about, hey man, one thing about it is that the sealing of the elect, and we're out of here. You know what I'm saying? These are not my words. These are the words from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, the one that sent us. These are his words. And not about, you know, if you were scoffing and mocking the prophet, then you scoffing and mocking who? The one that sent us, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, the early warning sign. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has set up watchmen. You know, those are the prophets, men of the Lord. You know, they constantly warn you left and right. They might not look like much now, but one thing about it, Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to happen. And I about, hey man, everyone is getting ready to get their mind right very soon. And I about, it's fast approach. It is upon us. And I about, it is here. The stage is set. All things are ready. So now, let's go ahead to Joel, just random scriptures. Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2. And we'll start up around verse 26, I believe. Joel chapter 2. Now let's start at verse 28. And it reads that, And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. Verse 29, they say, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days, which in fact is now, will I pour out my spirit. So the Lord is pouring out his spirit on all flesh. So we seen in that first video, that man had that vision of America getting attacked, getting invaded by Russia, China. And also we know that we have these sleeper cells already here. You know, they're talking about this border Christ, this migrants Christ, but all these things been engineered and manufactured through what? Through the spirit of power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord's getting ready to utterly destroy Babylon the Great, America. There will be no inhabitant left here. And also Israel will be nuked, but that land got to be cleansed before we return in that land. So the Lord is doing a mighty work. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. Your salvation is very close to him, yet believe. Verse 30 said, And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood, fire, and pillars of smoke. So the Lord is showing you that right now, earthquakes, volcanic activity, you know what I'm saying? Strange eclipse, different things that the Lord is showing you each and every day. And not about, but see, a lot of people are still sleeping. And not about while you're sleeping, the devil is constantly getting busy. The early warning signs are here. You know, Lord is stretching out his hand each and every day. Either you will hear or either you will forbear. Verse 31, it said, The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And that about, so one thing about it is, though, so the Lord's going to come in the midst of World War III. Joel chapter 3 speaking loud and clear, Ezekiel chapter 38, Jeremiah chapter 50, Jeremiah chapter 51, and many others. You know what I'm saying? They're speaking loud and clear. The early warning sign right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So let's go here now to Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13. Romans chapter 13, because this is where we at. Romans chapter 13 and verse 10. Let's start up at verse 10. Now verse 11, Salak. And it reads, and that knowing that the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe what the prophets out in the highways and byways. They warn you all these different opinions, war, pestilence, famines. You know, it's a great time of trouble that we've never seen before. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. We run these things down each and every day because we're getting closer and closer, to that time, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. So our salvation is very close. That's why the Lord said, look up, your redemption drawing near and near. Your full sightings are all across the world. Early warning. Verse 12 said, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us not therefore cast off the works. Salaki. Romans chapter 13, verse 12 said, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. The wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of time. And not about one thing about it is that, hey man, we're here. It is at the door. Hey man, it's getting ready to be no more talking. Verse 13 said, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting, not in drunkenness, not in chammering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. Verse 14, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And not about, get your mind right, get your house in order, let go of the mortal thoughts. And not about, examine yourself. And not about, because the Lord is getting ready to bring it, whether you believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the body count is getting ready to be great. Judgment is now at hand. And not about, a lot of people still are walking in great pride, still are not believing. You know what I'm saying? It really does not matter, because it's happening right before your eye. Saying all conspiracy theories, they're crazy, they're teaching hate speech, but it's coming live right before your face. The truth is right there. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And not about through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. Early warning. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Proverbs chapter 1. We go here and we'll close out. Proverbs chapter 1. We'll start up at verse 22. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 22. It said, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fool hate knowledge? And how long? You know what I'm saying? For the Lord, bring forth that judgment. Not about, the Lord's going to destroy this place. It's going to happen right before your eyes. And not about, you don't have to believe. And not about, his word will not return to him void. As it is written, it shall come to pass. Hey, you can be simple all you want to, you two-third, and you heathen nation. And not about it, the Lord's getting ready to bring it. Hey, man, with great glory and great power. Verse 23 said, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Hey, through the prophets. Hey, the Lord is making it known to you. Hey, man, he's speaking to you loud and clear, but hey, you're not hearing right now, but you getting ready to hear. Verse 24, it said, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hands and no man regarded. Verse 27, but ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Verse 26 said, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fears come. What? Through the prophets. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? We told you so. You know what I'm saying? I told you so. You can be calling on what? Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Hey, we're not saving that time. You know, it's only what? You got to know the true names of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh, the great King that sits on the throne, which in fact, he is, he exists. And also our Lord and Savior and our great deliverer, the one that's getting ready to return, the King of the universe, to set everything back into order. That is what? Yahushua HaMashiach, not Jesus Christ. He will not save you. You will be totally destroyed. Verse 27 said, when your fears cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Verse 28 said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Let's read that again. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 28 said, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Then shall they seek me early, but they shall not find me. And but one thing about it, you will not find the Lord, because what? The prophets, the mouthpiece, the famine of the words come. You know what I'm saying? There's no internet. You know what I'm saying? No water, food short. A lot of things to get ready come upon us. This place is getting ready to be a third world country. Early warning sign, not about, but you're going to seek the Lord early then, but it will be too late. And not about, we're warning you right now. And not about whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. The early warning signs are going out right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 29, it said, for they that had hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, the 2/3. Verse 30 said, they would none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof. Verse 31 said, therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Verse 32 said, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Verse 33 said, but whoso hearkens unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Now, the Bible, so that's coming upon us at a fast pace. And about it's time to seek the Lord right now. We're living a evil time, redeem the time, why? Measure the time diligently. You know what I'm saying? Not about, and seek the Lord through the what? Through the prophets, and not about the mental law. You know what I'm saying? If you're a part of the elect, and not about, because what? One thing about it, so when the Lord bring this last and final destruction, everyone on the planet is getting ready to find out who is the true powers of all heaven and earth. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, early warning. So let's go to our last and final script. We'll close out. Sorry about the noise in the background. I have a little company, but we're gonna wrap it up right here. Hosea chapter 12. Hosea chapter 12. We'll close out right here. Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10. And it reads that I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. So that about it, that's plain and simple, right? That early warning sign. And our Lord has spoken to you by the prophets, and not about his mouthpiece, the one that sighed and cried, the one that you constantly scoff and mock each and every day. We tell you about what? A great economic collapse. We tell you about what? Jacob trouble. We tell you about the MOTB, the RFD microchip. It shall go into your right hand or your forehead. You know, we tell you about a time of trouble that we never seen before. We tell you about World War III. You know what I'm saying? We tell you about Ezekiel chapter 38. You know what I'm saying? Many other things. We tell you about, you know what I'm saying? Many, the love of many shall wax cold. We're seeing all these things happening all around the world. You know, all these great catastrophes, calamities are happening, global events left and right, and they're going to get worse and worse right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the title of the day lesson once again is early warning. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Rekakadash. I like to say Shalom, Shalom.